Manchester United and Real Madrid share one of football's most iconic transfer relationships. This isn't a random link. Some of the biggest names in football history have crossed this divide. Cristiano Ronaldo, David Beckham, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Casemiro. Most recently, Casemiro left the Bernabeu in 2022 to bring leadership and winning mentality to Old Trafford. And despite United's struggles in the post-Ferguson era, Casemiro has been one of the few consistent leaders, especially in difficult moments. Now, as his United career approaches its end, a new narrative is forming. Could another Madrid superstar follow that path, inspired by Carrick? Let's be clear. This story doesn't exist without Michael Carrick. Since replacing Ruben Amorim, 4 wins in a row, Champions League qualification back on the table, players suddenly playing with confidence, football that actually makes sense. The biggest shift? Clarity and calm. Carrick has simplified things, defined roles, faster ball circulation, less chaos, more control, and suddenly United don't look broken anymore. Old Trafford feels hopeful again, and that matters when talking about elite players. Elite footballers don't just chase money, they chase instability, Champions League football, systems that suit them, coaches who elevate careers. When a club looks like it's turning a corner, rebuilding intelligently, playing attractive football, people notice, agents notice, players notice, and former players definitely notice. That's where Louis Saha comes in. Louis Saha, a man who knows what elite standards look like at Manchester United, dropped a fascinating insight. He described Vinicius Jr as a Ballon d'Or contender, a player driven by individual success, someone who wants to shine on the biggest stage. And crucially, he suggested that Carrick'S United playing attractive, attacking football could be a very tempting platform. This isn't a transfer confirmation. It's something more interesting. It's belief. Belief that United, under Carrick, could once again attract the very best. Now let's talk about the player himself. Vinicius Jr. 25 years old. Contract expires in 2027. One of Madrid's crown jewels this season. 8 goals, 11 assists, 33 appearances. After a slow start, he's back to his electric best under Alvaro Arbeloa, who replaced Xabi Alonso in January. Madrid want him to stay. Vinicius reportedly wants to stay. But here's the key detail. No extension signed yet, and in modern football, that always creates noise. Let's address the elephant in the room. Manchester United cannot afford Vinicius Jr. When Chelsea were linked, price quoted €160 million. Wage demands €30 million per year. That alone shuts the door. Even with Ineos restructuring, FFP restrictions, squad rebuild priorities, multiple positions needed. Spending €160 million on one player simply doesn't add up. This isn't about ambition. It's about reality. If Vinicius ever leaves Madrid, the most realistic destination isn't England, it's Saudi Arabia. The Saudi Pro League can meet wage demands, can offer generational wealth, is actively targeting Ballon d'Or level stars. That's the real pressure point for Madrid, not Manchester United. Which makes Saha's comments less about transfers and more about status. This story isn't really about Vinicius Jr. It's about this question. Are Manchester United becoming attractive again under Carrick? Players look empowered. The system suits attackers. The pressure feels lighter. The football is expressive. For the first time in years, United feel like a project, not a mess, and that's massive. Here's the irony. Michael Carrick himself is still caretaker manager, has no guaranteed long-term deal, faces a massive decision from the board. If Carrick doesn't stay, this entire conversation disappears overnight. So before dreaming about Galacticos, United must answer the most important question. Is Carrick the man? Vinicius Jr. to Manchester United? Almost certainly not, but the fact this conversation exists at all tells you something powerful. Michael Carrick has changed the perception of Manchester United, and perception is always the first step back to greatness. Let me know in the comments. Should Carrick be given the job permanently? Smash that like button and subscribe to Red Devils Report.